A metaphysical taxonomy of spirits, from lithic consciousness to anima agency. In the vast expanse of spiritual realms, there exists a continuum of density and agency, from the inert memory-bound entities of the antima realm to the fully autonomous self-directed anima entities of the lagama realm. This study proposes a structured ontological classification of spirits, synthesizing indigenous ontological frameworks, comparative animism, and sacred landscape theory, with implications for the ritualistic destruction of pottery at sites suspected to function as portals. The continuum of spiritual density. Traditional indigenous metaphysics and comparative religious frameworks posit that spirits exist along a continuum of density and agency. The Antima Lagima model offers a theoretical construct in which lithic spirits, those bound to minerals and rock, are at the lowest spectrum of agency, while anima spirits, encompassing plants, animals, and mobile energies, occupy the highest. This classification aligns with animistic worldviews that recognize spiritual progression from inert, memory-bound entities to active, self-sustaining intelligences. The hierarchy of spirits, from stone to anima. The hierarchy of spirits is divided into three categories: antima spirits, transitional spirits, and anima spirits. Antima spirits, lithic consciousness, and the memory-bound domain. The antima realm is characterized by spirits embedded within geophysical structures, operating within the constraints of deep time, stability, and geomagnetic resonance. These entities serve as the spiritual substratum from which all subsequent more mobile forms arise. Petric sentinels, stone keepers, stationary entities within mountains, monoliths, and boulders, functioning as repositories of ancestral and geological memory. Their consciousness operates on a scale beyond human temporality. Or guardians, spirits within veins of metal-bearing stone, exerting influence over energetic and alchemical properties of materials such as iron, copper, and gold. Fossil echoes, residual spirits of prehistoric life forms trapped within petrified remains, preserving echoes of primordial consciousness. Geomantic currents, energetic structures embedded within lithic formations, directing ley lines and shaping planetary energetic configurations. Obsidian shades, volcanic glass entities associated with oracular sight and the capacity to interface with liminal dimensions. Transitional spirits, elementally responsive proto-anima. This intermediary category includes spirits that, while still geologically bound, exhibit increasing responsiveness to external energies, transitioning toward mobility and interaction. Crystal sentinels, intelligent forces embedded in crystalline matrices capable of energy amplification and interdimensional connectivity. Rune spirits, entities activated through petroglyphs or sacred inscriptions, functioning as conduits for encoded knowledge and spiritual protection. Threshold keepers, liminal entities tied to portal sites, regulating access between material and non-material realms. Luminous geists, photonic or phosphorescent mineral spirits capable of interfacing with human consciousness through dream states and altered perception. Anima spirits, fully autonomous, self-directed spiritual forms. At the highest level of this spectrum, spirits are no longer bound to static matter, but exist in fluid, mobile, and self-sustaining forms. These entities possess volition, complex interaction, and in some cases, symbiotic relationships with sentient beings. Plant anima, phytospirits. Flora eidolons, individual plant spirits that govern biological intelligence and interact with human consciousness. Grove sentinels, higher-order plant spirits overseeing entire ecosystems, with collective intelligence surpassing individual botanical entities. Sacred herb keepers, spirits of medicinal and entheogenic plants, functioning as intermediaries between realms by facilitating altered states of awareness. Animal anima, fauna spirits, totemic beings, archetypal animal spirits existing beyond linear temporality, often associated with ancestral wisdom and mythic consciousness. Echoing wraiths, highly mobile spirits transcending individual lifespans, operating as spectral forces influencing both human and non-human realms. Ritual implications, pottery as a vessel for spiritual transition. The presence of broken pottery at petroglyph sites, particularly those suspected to function as portals, presents compelling evidence for a ritualized transition mechanism. Pottery, as a composite of earth, clay, and fire, transmutation, serves as an intermediary vessel, existing between antima, stone, and lagima, animated agency. The intentional destruction of pottery at these sites suggests a metaphysical release wherein the vessel, initially a material conduit, is shattered to facilitate the spirit's transition into a higher state of motion and autonomy. Key hypothesis: the ritual function of pottery destruction in portal activation. Petroglyphs as interfaces. Given that many petroglyph sites are understood as spiritual access points, the act of breaking pottery at these locations may indicate intentional passage through mineral-bound consciousness into full anima agency. Symbolic fracturing. In shattering the vessel, its spirit, or contained essence, is freed from its static lithic form, paralleling the metaphysical transition through a portal. Geomantic resonance. If certain petroglyph sites were recognized as geomantic nodes, pottery breaking may have served as an activation protocol, releasing stored energy into the surrounding matrix to facilitate spiritual passage. Conclusion: pottery as an instrument of spiritual transition. The Antima to Lagima model provides a robust framework for understanding the gradual ascent of spiritual agency, with mineral spirits forming the foundation of a progressive movement towards self-directed anima intelligence. The recurring archaeological presence of broken pottery near petroglyph-marked sites suggests a deeply encoded metaphysical function: pottery as a ritual object, a fusion of lithic stability, clay, and transmutation, fire, existing at the threshold between static and animated states. Breaking as release. The ritual destruction of pottery serves as an act of spiritual transition, mirroring the portal-like function attributed to certain petroglyph sites. Petroglyphs as spiritual interfaces. If petroglyphs were intentional markers of passage, the act of breaking pottery could signify the movement of consciousness across dimensions, with lithic spirits transitioning into higher anima forms. This framework not only recontextualizes archaeological findings, but also proposes an ontological continuity between indigenous spiritual traditions, ritual action, and sacred landscape theory. Further interdisciplinary study, including archaeological stratigraphy, indigenous oral traditions, and comparative animist philosophy, could yield additional insights into the function of portals as sites of metaphysical ascent.